Let's begin with circle or the plane mensuration. So here is the diagram of a circle. It's a plane shape as we discussed earlier. So the circle has some things we need to identify in it. So we have the radius of the circle. It is a line drawn from the center of the circle, drawn from the center to any point on the circumference of the circle. Suppose the line was drawn from here to this point here. Suppose the line was drawn from this point to this point. It's also the radius of the circle. So the line drawn from the center of the circle to any point on the circumference on the circle of the circle is known as the radius, and the way each length is the same. That is, if this is of 5 centimeters, this is going to be of 5 centimeters exactly. So let's begin to solve some questions under it. Before doing that, let's look at these formulas here. We have the area of the circle and the perimeter of the circle. The area of the circle is given by the pi multiplied by the radius square, while the perimeter is given by 2 times pi times r. So the pi is a constant value, which is 22 over 7, the value of pi, while the radius is not a constant value, it depends on the circle. While the perimeter is 2 pi r, which is the distance around it. Perimeter is the distance around the circle. So, as we said in the last session, we stated that the area is the content of any space, which is the content of any space, while the perimeter is the distance around it, is the distance around the circle. So now let's begin to solve questions. The area of a circular field is let me to edit this. The area of a circular field is 154 meters squared. What is the perimeter of the field? So how do we solve a question like this? We have to find the perimeter of the field. Have we given the value of the area? Since we know that area is equal to pi r square multiplied by the square of the radius, and it's stated that area is 154 meters squared. So and we have pi as 22 over 7 multiplied by the radius. So that shows that we need to find the value of our radius in order to get the perimeter of the circle. So 154 for the area, the value of pi, and radius square. So now let's proceed. We have this. Let's perform cross multiplication between these two. What do I mean? We say 154 times 7 is equal to r square, and divide both sides by 22. We get this. So we get r is equal to r square is equal to root 49. Then r is equal to the square root of 49. Sorry, r square is equal to 49 rather. Get this after solving this equation, these expressions. Then say r is equal to the square root of 49. R is equal to 4 plus 49. Then we get r as 7. So now, since the radius of the circle is 7, so we have the circle here. We have the radius of the circle to be 7, and we have to find the perimeter of the field. So the perimeter is given by 2 pi r. You say 2 multiplied by 27 times the radius, which is 7. Then we get 22 over 7. Gets our answer by doing this and say P is equal to 45 meters. So we've actually gotten the value of the perimeter of the field. Question 2. Use the diagram to answer questions I and II. 1. Find the area of the enclosed regions PX, ROY, PX, ROY. You have to find the area of the enclosed region, correct to the nearest whole number, and find the perimeter of the region. So we need to understand the kind of shapes the figure is the figure. So we need to get that right. Looking at this shape, which of the plane shapes does it contain? We need to understand that. So by looking at this, we find out that it is formed by two semicircles, because here now we have, we can assume there's a line here. We find out that this is a semicircle as it has been stated. Oh, sorry, there's actually the question here and the diagram below. PXR, okay, we have PXR, okay, that's correct, and PYO are two semicircles. They are two semicircles, so they've even stated that for us with diameters 14 centimeters and 7 centimeters respectively. So the diameters are 14 and 7. So the diameter respectively, that indicates that this is for this while this is for this. So the diameter of this PXL, well then this should originally not be here. It's actually not among the question. So we have diameter, we have the diameter to be, we have the diameter of PXL to be 14 centimeters and PYO to be 7 centimeters. We have this to be 14, oh sorry, 14 centimeters, and PYO to be 7 centimeters. We have to find the area of the enclosed regions. That indicates that you have to find the area of the two semicircles. So we need to get that the area of a semicircle, the area of a semicircle A is equal to the half of the area of a circle. What does that indicate? It indicates that if the area of a circle is pi r, if the area of a circle is pi r square, then the area of the semicircle is the half of pi r square. That's 1 over 2 half of pi r square. So that indicates that this is for the circle, while this is for the semicircle, while this is for the semicircle. So because half of a circle is the semicircle. Now let's include the formula here. So allow me erase this. Now let's include the formula here. The area of the circle, let's guess for PXL first. The area of the semicircle rather for PXL is, as we've been told, 1 over 2 by r square. Therefore we have 1 over 2 times 22 over 7, which is the pi, times the radius square. So we are not given the value of the radius. So how do we obtain the radius of the circle? Since we'll be given the diameters, we should also note that the diameter d is equal to the 2 times the radius. No, the diameter d is equal to 2 times the radius. That indicates that if a circle is drawn here, it indicates that if a circle is drawn here, if this is the diameter of the circle, the diameter of the circle is the line drawn from one point of the circle on the circumference to another point on the circumference of the circle that passes through the center, that passes through the center. So if this is the diameter of the circle, if the diameter is about 4 centimeters, then the radius is, so the radius is half of the diameter, and the diameter is 2 times the radius. So the radius of the circle now is going to be 2 centimeters. It's going to be 2 centimeters. If the diameter is 4, the radius is 2 centimeters. So we are actually going to be able to solve this, because we've been given the diameter of pxl. So to get the radius, we divide the value by 2. So pxl, which is 14 divided by 2, we get 7 for the radius, then square. Then when we solve this, we get 19.25 centimeters square. So now we've actually not gotten our answer. We have to find the area of the enclosed regions, pxroy, pxroy. So we just have to find the area of this region first, then find the area of this region, then we now add them together. So now we've gotten the area of pxr. So now let's solve for poy. For area of poy, so that's also 1 over 2 pi r squared times the pi, 22 over 7, times the radius is 7 here, then 7 over 2 to get the diameter is 7 here. To get the radius, we say 7 over 2. Then when this is solved, you can actually put this here gives for 11, then 11 divided by 2. So you can actually oh sorry, I think there's a mistake here. This should be, this should not be 19.25, because when we solve this, we have this cancels this, 2 cancels 11, then 11 times 7 should give 77. Sorry for that. The 77 centimeters square. So for the perimeter, it gives 19.25. 19 point, oh sorry, one more observation. We need to square this, because 1 over 2 pi r square. So actually let's redo this in order to work it out perfectly. So we need to be careful when we are solving questions. We need to be careful when we are solving questions on this. So we have area of POY as 1 over 2, which is the area of the semicircle, times pi, 22 over 7, times the radius square, which is 7 over 2 square. So when this is solved, we get 19.25 centimeters square. So now we've actually gotten these areas of these two shapes, of these two regions. So now what do we do to get the area of the enclosed regions?